What is up, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Paranormal. The Dark Horse Paranormal Society is out here again. This is a place we've been to in the past. All Saints Cemetery, very cool place, steeped in a lot of history. A lot of old graves out here, some Confederate graves, Civil War graves. Possibly the most famous resident is Alice Flagg, who's, there's a little bit myth and mystery, and we'll go by her grave a little later to kind of tell you more about that. Where we're going to start our first investigation for the evening is this area right here. It's about the middle of the cemetery. We've gotten some ghostly activity that's happened out here before. They actually interact with Trent, who's back on the investigation tonight. He wasn't with us last time.
What's going on, guys?
We're hoping to capture some really cool evidence of some paranormal activity here tonight. All right. Okay, so we moved to a different section of the graveyard. We haven't actually explored this area too much. As usual, we set up our lights, which I've got set up behind us. We've got the spirit or the REM pod out as well. This is actually the first time we were out here where Trent believes he heard my flashlight roll. We went back and checked it out, and honestly, where I set my flashlight had moved a good, foot and a half from where I had it before. So we believe there may be something to that. So that's why we're back out here. It's also where we're about to jump into our first Estes method. And for those of you at home that have no idea what the Estes method is, it's a spirit box session, but one person acts as sort of the microphone for the spirit box. So they're going to have noise canceling headphones on, they're going to have their eyes closed, and again, this is to completely alienate their senses. That way they can't pick up on things that's happening around them. They're literally just saying what's coming to the spirit box. Whereas Kenny and I will ask questions, just like you do during a normal spirit box session, to see what kind of responses we get. So here we go. Okay, so we're going to start our first Estes method that I discussed previously. So we got Trent hooked up to the spirit box. He's got the noise canceling headphones on and he's blindfolded, so he can't see. Oh, and we're getting temperature drop on the spirit box.
Or the REM pod.
Oh, the REM pod. Yeah. So one of those things.
It's a lot of shit.
Yeah. So we're going to keep the camera on Trent because we're getting some temperature dropping. So we're going to ask questions and he's going to let me know what he hears. All right, so here we go. So is anybody here with us right now? Is that why the temperature's dropping? Is there somebody that wants to speak to us right now? Can you say one of our names back to us? I'm Matt. This is Kenny. And that's Trent. Can you say one of those names?
Thoughts.
Thoughts, okay.
What kind of thoughts?
Yeah. What are you trying to communicate to us? Is there anything that you want to pass on to us? Anything that you want to say to us?
Road.
Road. I have no idea what that means. I'm not.
There's a road nearby.
There is a road nearby. Yeah, that's true. Are you trying to tell us to leave? Do you want us to leave right now? Are we disturbing you? Have there been too many people here tonight?
Nothing's going off.
Yeah, the REM pod's going off. The temperature's shifting.
I'm going to move over this way a little bit.
Okay. Can you explain why you said road? Is that, again, do you want us to leave? Is it something like that? Do you want us to get out of here? You want to rest. So you do want us to leave. Yeah. Temperature's dropping again.
It's going crazy.
Yeah,
I've never heard it do that. Is that you that's messing with the REM pod?
Are you messing with that device that's on the ground right now?
Stopped as soon as you said that.
Absolutely.
Well, then talk to us. Tell us why you're here. Why have you come over here to speak to us? Do you want us to leave right now? You want us to leave by 12. What happens at 12 o'clock? What happens at 12 if we don't leave?
Born again.
What?
What?
So you want to live again?
Is this because we're so close to the church? Are you picking out imagery?
Back up.
Okay. Why are we backing up? Are we in danger? Are you trying to warn us? Are you trying to tell us something? Or are you done communicating? If you're done communicating, can you say no?
Is Matt.
Can you say that one more time?
Can you cut that REM pod back on again?
Yeah,
Make
can you
it
can you get
buzz?
close to that box? Can you interact with that box for us that's on the ground? You can just walk close to it. And that way
Last year.
Moisture? That's weird because me and him were just talking about the humidity. There could be something with it. Are you standing next to me?
Are you next to Kenny?
Seen you around.
So clearly he's trying to tell us to like get out of here nicely.
I kind
Him.
of. What was that last one?
Him. Which one of us? Okay, I'm gonna say our names. If there's a certain person that you want to speak to, I'm gonna point to us as I say our names. My name is Matt. Can you say that back to us? This is Kenny. That's Trent. Can you say any of those names back to us? Okay, we're about to end this session. We're going to give you a break. Is there anything else that you need to say? Say it now.
If you're talking about Matt, cut that REM pod back on. Make it buzz again.
Yep, get close to it and make it turn on. If you've got nothing else to say, I'm going to pull him out. Okay? Okay, we'll go ahead and stop it. We'll go ahead and stop it.
Okay.
Dude.
So that was very interesting.
Yeah.
Was it?
Very.
Very interesting.
The last part was something. When it was saying something like "is Matt," something about
he
seeing
kept saying
something him
him.
before him. I was like, what? I don't know. By the time I feel like something scratching my shoulder, could have been a bug or something. It just kind of
Dude,
started
I
creeping me
can
out.
imagine. It's almost like I forgot what they call that. Sensory deprivation.
Yeah.
And you're literally left with your mind's telling you.
Right.
But we got some very cool stuff off of that. Stuff we haven't gotten before with just a spirit box.
Was some of it
session.
kind of point on?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it does. One of the first things you kept saying was, well, one of the first things you did say was the road. Everything you kept telling us was like leading us to like maybe we were intruding. Get out of here. You said like 12 o'clock.
Yeah, yeah. I
You
heard-
said like born again, which that could be that we're close to the church.
Yeah.
And then what was the one thing you said right before it kicked on? Oh, you said back away.
Yeah.
You said like 12 o'clock. Very
And
interesting
the REM
stuff.
pod was almost on point every
Yeah,
time.
it's
It
been
would come in.
dropping like that since you started talking.
Yeah. We asked
Wow.
if it was like nearby or something, and then it cut on and started doing it. So definitely a pretty active spot.
That was pretty fun.
Okay, so we're finally made it back to the center of the cemetery where we seem to get the most activity. We keep getting run off tonight because right down there, I know you can't see it, we'll go over there in a little while, is Alice Flagg's grave. And we're pretty sure, we haven't confirmed this, but we're pretty sure it's either Alice's birthday or her death day because there have been a bunch of people in this cemetery tonight. Usually it's pretty quiet out here. But there's been loads of people just checking it out. So there's something to this place tonight. We weren't let in on the news, whatever it may be. But what we're going to do is to attempt another Estes session right here. Because, again, this is where we seem to get the most activity. This is where we believe there's a child. So we've got Trent's REM pod over there to kind of see if we detect fluctuations in temperature or, we can get something to get close enough to set it off. We'll do an Estes method to kind of see what pops out of that and see if we can get any activity.
Alright, so is there anybody here with us that would like to talk? We're going to kind of ask you questions. You can answer through that device. If you're nearby us, can you tell us?
Yes, that's them.
Who's them?
Guys,
Us?
it's nasty.
Probably talking about me. Who's nasty? What's nasty?
Who, me?
Me as in one of us? Are you talking about one of us? If you're nearby, can you cut on the REM pod?
Me.
Me. So, okay, so you're talking about yourself. Are you near us? Are you near Matt?
Sit down.
Where do you want us to sit down? Or are you sitting down?
Last time we were out here doing it, we were kneeled down talking, so I think
Puppets?
Free.
That might be what it is, too. So, are you standing next to one of us? Can you say our name? Can you say Matt? Can you say Kenny?
A ball?
Okay, so are you talking about the ball near us?
What happened?
What happened with the ball? Are you next to the ball? If you are, can you move the ball? Or are you behind Matt?
Now.
Now what? Are you standing behind him right now?
Oh no?
Oh no, what? Did something happen?
Here we go.
Here goes what?
Who are you?
Oh, wait. Who are you? What's your name? What's your name? Tell us your name. Tell us if you're next to us. I really think it's behind him. If it's anything, I think it is. Are you next to the ball? Are you still over there?
Something the axe.
An axe? Were you...
Are you a kid?
Are you a kid?
What?
Are you a kid?
Are you a little kid? Are you nearby? I think we might wrap this up in a second. Whatever it is, I think it's kind of moving away.
Ask him how old he is.
How old are you?
Ooh.
How old are you? Try again, see. Do you like the ball? Is that why you mentioned the ball?
Right.
If you're over here, move the ball.
We spoke here.
Is it? Alright, so are you the little kid that Trent and Matt spoke with last time? Are you the little kid that was here last time?
My room?
What about your room?
Hi?
I think we're probably gonna wrap this up. Alright, so a little interesting. The beginning of it was interesting. It started to kind of die off a little bit, though.
Yeah.
It was kind of getting to the point where the answers just didn't make sense.
Yeah.
But he said the ball part was
Yeah.
weird because we were just asking if he was next to you or around you. So
Yeah.
I think if it was anything, it was behind you.
Okay.
And as soon as Trent mentioned, if it, are you a kid? And then it started saying things like, "Ooh, my room," and then there was another thing I can't remember exactly what it said. But it sounded like answers you get from a kid. It was pretty weird.
Huh.
Uh,
I thought the beginning was funny. The only thing I remember was nasty. Something's nasty.
Yeah, we tried to go with that and spoke to you because what
Yeah.
we were thinking was you guys when you two were here, you said you spoke with what you
Right.
thought was a child. So I thought maybe I don't know. Pan over to that ball real quick. Let's see if that's moved at all.
You remember last time, Matt, we were kneeled down talking to
We
the
were.
kid? And you said something about down.
Yeah.
It did say down at one point. Again, spoke to you came through crystal clear, and it
Yeah.
wasn't a broadcast. Spoke to you.
That's
I was
what
like,
I think it was
okay.
probably whatever you guys spoke with last time. The REM pod was quiet. Nothing happened there. The ball's still in the same spot. So, a couple interesting things. But,
Yeah.
we'll see how that goes. We'll try it out
Yeah.
again in a little bit.
We'll
see-
move to another portion here. We're going to kind of hang out here and see if anything else pops
Yeah.
off, and then we'll kind of take you over to where Alice is and see what's what over there.
That'll work.
All right. Okay, so we're here at Alice, what we assume is Alice Flagg's grave. When we first started doing research into Alice Flagg, we found out that there's a couple different Alice Flaggs in the area. The most famous one is a really sad story about a jilted lover, and we think that's why people come to this grave right here, and they leave different tokens, different gifts, and I guess there's a tradition where people kind of walk around the grave. If you look around this grave, no other grave is like this. There's a huge dirt path where people will walk around it backwards, start at the A, end at the E, and apparently good fortune's supposed to come your way. But just tonight, I mean, there's been loads of people coming out here, checking out this grave, leaving their own special gifts. But what we figured out doing our own research, we believe the reason this grave only says Alice on it is because this Alice was actually lost at sea during a hurricane. Unfortunately, there was no body to recover, so this being a relatively new cemetery at the time, they just put a marker here. And as you can see, they didn't even put a last name. But there's another place that we'll check out at a future time called Blaine, where the actual Flagg family is interred. Their house is still here. It's called the Hermitage. But this grave, we don't believe is the Alice Flagg everybody talks about. But still a pretty interesting point. It's actually a little bit of a tourist destination out here as well. So we just kind of wanted to show you this section of the graveyard, probably one of the older pieces of this cemetery, and kind of give you a little bit about the legend of Alice Flagg. Okay, so we're in another part of the cemetery we actually haven't gone to very often, kind of nestled back here under some Spanish moss trees, but we did get a little bit of EVP action by a gravestone that's over here. So we decided we were going to try a little different of an Estes method. It's still the same. We got Kenny doing the Estes method this time, but we're going to do it in the dark to kind of, keep the distractions to a minimum. The REM pod is right behind Trent, so hopefully we'll get some hits on that as well. So let's start the Estes method. So if there's anything with us right now, can you speak to us? Can you say your name? Let me get down.
Go.
So you want us to leave? If you want us to leave, tell us to leave.
Took.
We didn't take anything from here. I know people leave things at Alice's grave. Does that upset you?
Weather.
Yeah, it's been rainy today. Is that what you're concerned about? You don't like it when the cemetery gets wet, gets muddy? Who are we speaking to? Can you give us a name?
Night.
Confirming what we already know. It's nighttime. Okay.
Rain.
Yep, it has been raining, yeah. Who are we speaking to right now? Can you give us a
Go.
name? Or an age? We'll leave in a minute, I promise. We just want some information first. Can you say our names back to us? I know we go back to this a lot, but it helps us communicate with you if you can say our names back to us. My name is Matt. Can you say Matt? Can you say Trent? Can you say Kenny? Are we bothering you by being here? Is that why you keep telling us to go?
Sai?
What in the world?
Do you want us to leave? Or is there something you're trying to tell us?
Move.
Where should we move to? Is there a different area you'd like us to go to? Is there another part of this cemetery?
Move.
Is there another part of this cemetery do you think that we should be in or you'd like us to go to? Or is there something that you
Alone.
hold? Can you say that again? Is there another part of this cemetery that you want us to go to? Or do you just want us to leave?
Go.
It's pretty insistent. Mm-hmm. Have there been too many people here tonight? Is that bothering you?
Whoa.
Again, can you give us a name? Just so we know who we're talking to.
Go.
This thing just does not want to talk. We will leave. We will leave this spot, but I need you to speak to me first.
Drive.
It's giving us instructions. Go, get in your car, drive around,
Area.
leave the area. We get it. You don't like us here. Is that it? You're just not going to talk to us? You just don't like us here and don't want us here? We're not here to harm you. We just want to speak. Can we speak? Can you give me a yes or a no?
Near.
You're near us. Okay, that's good. Can we speak to you? Can you give us a yes or a no? Are you just confused?
Move.
We will move, I promise. We will go, but I need you to speak to us first. Is it raining?
Yes.
Here.
It's raining again. Does that upset you? Does the rain upset you,
Me.
or do we upset you? Or have there just been too many people here tonight?
Ask it what its name is.
What's your name? It's not sitting out the REM pod either, whatever it is.
Next to?
Who are you next to? Are you next to Trent? Are you next to Matt? Are you next to Kenny?
Child.
You're next to a child? Did you lose a child? Did you lose a child at sea? Did you lose a loved one and now you can't find them anymore? Or do you just want us to go? If you want us to leave, just say leave one more time and we'll go.
Roll.
Can you say that one more time? We didn't quite catch it.
In.
One more time. We're about to stop this spirit box session. Do you want us to go? Say go and we'll leave. But I need you to confirm what I just said.
1.
It's pulling your tricks now. It's counting down to me.
Some kind of laugh.
We're entertaining at least. Again, we're
You are.
We're going to stop this spirit box session.
Give us your name.
See, now you're making Trent mad. He's getting impatient.
Give us your name.
Alive.
The heck was that? Probably his phone. All right, I'm going to pull him out. We're not getting a whole lot. Okay, so we're back, kind of where we did the first, Estes method. We got some really cool experiences over here. We want to kind of try to see if we can maybe get some more direct answers. We're going to do this one in the dark as well, just to see, again, not so many bright lights going off, maybe, make the whatever's here with us a little bit more comfortable. So I've got the spirit box. I'm turning the speaker on now, and we're going to just do a quick spirit box session here and see what we can pick up.
Light.
Oh, the lights just went off. Oh, the lights just went off. Keep watching that REM pod too. Okay. If there's something with us right now, can you say your name? I feel like we're starting with the same thing. Can you say your name one more time? Is there something here that wants to speak with us? Or are we just being obnoxious and you want us to leave?
Is your name Earl?
He's singing to you.
Yeah. Like, all right.
No!
That's not my name.
Stupid ass!
Is your name Earl?
Because
Can you give us a different name? If it's a different name, we just want to communicate with you. Is there something you'd like to pass on to us? Is there some kind of message that you'd like to give to us?
Can you say our names?
Yeah.
Can you say Matt?
okay.
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 Can you say Trent? Can you say Kenny? Trent? Did you say Kenny?
If you want us to go, can you turn one of these lights on for us, please? To give us some kind of a sign that you want us out of here?
Say that again.
Again, can you turn one of these lights on around us? Or mess with that box on the ground if you want us to leave. Are you with us right now? Are you close? Who's with us right now?
Are you next to one of us?
They always go country, that makes them fall back. All right, we're about ready to turn the spirit box off if you're not going to talk to us. This is your last chance.
It feels like something's trying to.
Can you mess with that box on the ground? Or say something in this box in my hand?
Move over here a little bit. Try and move over here a little bit. Right close to that.
I don't want to get too close because we'll interfere with it.
Yeah.
Again, can you turn one of these lights on for us? We're about to turn the spirit box off.
Are you in one of the graves nearby?
I heard that voice earlier.
Yeah. Are you in the grave over here to the right?
We're about to turn the spirit box off. This is your last chance to say something. Say one of our names. Say your name. This is the last time. I'm going to ask you to repeat our names back to us if you're here with us. Can you say Matt? Can you say Kenny? Yeah. That's what we want to know. Can you say Trent? Can you say your name?
Can you tell us your name?
I'm calling it.
Yeah, I don't think that's happening.
Interestingly enough, now we'll have to go back and review the audio and the video.
Voice.
If I felt like something like Kenny was onto something, like something was trying to fight its way through,
Yeah.
I would pick up little faint things. But again, that just may be me standing here.
No, but it did sound like the same voice over and over.
Yeah. And we were picking up a few things on the REM pod. We would get some temperature fluctuations. So we'll go back later, check it out, and see what we got. Overall, we had a really good night here at All Saints. We definitely got some new activity we hadn't seen before because of using new methods and new instruments. Obviously, we had a little bit of a interruption there with a parade of people coming in to see Alice's grave that usually doesn't happen, and I think that had an effect on the overall environment and what we got from it. But again, this is definitely a place we'll always come back and check out because I do feel like something is here and trying to communicate with us. But overall, I think that's all we have for tonight. All right, fellas?
Yeah, if you guys want to like or subscribe, just feel free. Like I say, if you got any questions or whatever, inquiries you want to send in, feel free. You can also check us out on our new email page.
That's right, Dark Horse Paranormal Society is who we are. Yeah, we're getting that off the ground as well. All right, again, overall great investigation, guys, and looking forward to the next one. All right. Cool. So All Saints, this was like what? The fifth time we've been there?
Fifth or sixth time, yeah.
Yeah. We've all been there different times, but I think the majority of us, yeah, we've been there quite a bit. It was a cool investigation, but frustrating. And why was it frustrating? Because something was going on with Alice Flagg's grave. We pulled up in the parking lot, and we never have company at that place. It's always us. And
Yeah, I don't know what was going on in that place, man, but it took us forever to try to get everything set up,
yeah,
just to get out and investigate. It was just real awkward this go
there's a
around.
group of people. There's a huge group of people that were there when we started there, and they finally left. And then two other ladies showed up right in the middle of recording, and then they left, and then two more people showed up, which you can see. When we were recording our intro, I don't know what was going on. And what sucked is, like Kenny keeps pointing out, the most frustrating fact of it, and that's life, I guess. But we were getting activity right from the get go. I mean, we laid down the lights like we always do. You were getting your REM pod ready, Trent, and lights were just going nuts. I mean, it was hitting, and then we just kept getting interrupted, and you could tell like the energy started, whatever was there, started to ebb, and that was frustrating. But either way, we introduced the Estes style spirit box session, which I think was really cool. Something I think we're going to continue to replicate in future investigations. And what was really cool about it is when you're in there and you're doing the investigation and you're listening, obviously you can't listen to yourself. You don't get the picture as a whole. But going back and watching it all together, I was actually talking to Trent about this earlier today, Kenny. You can pick up three distinct people we were talking to.
Yeah.
And that's what's really cool to me. I mean, some of it may have seemed like nonsense in the moment, but you go back and you watch it, it's not. For instance, two of the whatever you want to call them, spirits, ghosts, energies we were speaking to, kind of say the same thing. When we were talking to Trent, or Trent's doing the Estes session, it says, hold on, let me see if I can remember. It says something like, "You've been here before. I've seen you here before." Or "We've seen you around." That comes out of his mouth, and that was pretty cool, because we have been there multiple times. So whatever was there recognized us. Now, the second time that gets more interesting is because whenever I'm doing the spirit box session, again, I'm still stuck with the vibe that we were speaking to a little kid. It says we've spoke before. Now, so you've got a similar message coming from two different spirit box sessions in two different areas of that cemetery. So I thought that was cool. And then when we did yours, Kenny, again, a theme started to build there as well, where that whatever that was adamant on us leaving. It didn't want to talk. It just wanted us to go. I mean, it was using every. I mean, I was joking about it that night because it was funny, but it was literally giving us everything that came across that you picked up was leave, go, parking lot, drive.
Yep.
I mean, it was trying to say, get out. I'm done talking. It was even mentioning things like, and I may be reaching, and I get that, but it kept saying stuff like the rain, the weather. Like it was trying to nod to us like, hey, it's going to rain, so you guys should probably get out of here.
I remember saying area too.
Yeah. So again, that's what I thought was cool about the Estes sessions that we did, is because in the moment, it just kind of seemed. I mean, there were a couple cool sections, when we were there, a couple cool sections, but overall, it just seemed like gibberish. But when you go back and you see the complete picture, you're like, hold up. So we were talking to three distinct things. Each had something different to say. And the one that Trent was, kind of speaking for, I guess, was almost kind of, I kept getting the old man vibe. Like, he'd seen us around. Was just kind of trying to tell us, maybe even warn us of something that we couldn't really pick up. The one I was talking to was clearly a kid who, if you listen, was talking to somebody else. And that's not the first time that's happened with the kid. When we had the flashlight roll, we picked up audio off that. And you can hear in the background a voice go, "Did you see that?" Again, speaking to somebody else. So I think, we've been stuck on this. There's a little kid there the whole time. What I think there's somebody there with it. And he's clearly talking to him, because most of that spirit box session that I did, it's that voice talking to something else. It ain't talking to us. You know what I mean? So again, very cool, very compelling stuff. Again, it's always up to the viewer to decide what they think. They may think it's complete bullshit, but I think there was something to it. We were there. I don't know. What were you guys' overall takes? Kind of
I mean,
conversation
during the actual Estes method, I found it more like, more intriguing to me. I felt like I could concentrate more and just focus more. Like I felt like I was more in the zone than I was just during the actual spirit box just in hand. I don't know. I just felt like I was more there. I don't know how to explain it.
No, I'm with you 100%.
Yeah.
I'm with you because you
think
were
so.
isolated. You what we can't do at open spirit box sessions, which is we're talking over the spirit box half the time anyways because we're asking questions. But the same thing is we don't have the time to sit there and try to evaluate every single thing that comes out of that box. When you had the noise canceling headphones on, you were kind of blacked out. You could actually focus on what was coming through that box. So you would hear something that sounded like a radio station. You could ignore that. But then there were those little things that would pop through that you could much easier isolate. So yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you, Trent. What about you, Kenny? What were your takes overall?
I think pretty much like Trent said that it's more focused. I think that was probably what I noticed whenever I did it was that I was able to really hear everything better and especially being able to tell between what was and what wasn't like radio interference.
Mhm.
All I did it was at first it was a little I was a little nervous with it because I guess you're sitting there blindfolded, headphones on, and in the middle of a graveyard at night. But
Yeah,
it was pretty interesting. I liked it. Definitely think it's something that's good to incorporate in what we do.
absolutely. And it was good to have Trent's brand new toy, the REM pod, out there. That was cool for when he did his Estes session. The temperature was clearly looked like it was dropping.
Yeah,
Again, nothing
uh,
was messing with it, but it was dropping. So
yeah. I did that thing was going off during his though.
yeah,
That's what I thought was pretty interesting because I don't have much experience with those, so I didn't really know what to expect or how it really work. I was interested in it, but the way that it just fired off the whole time during his, and then it kind of just went down a little bit during the rest of the investigation. That was
yeah.
pretty odd.
Well, and I that could be for a variety of reasons as well. The other thing that you guys will pick up with the video, it was really primarily only during Trent's Estes method session. It happened a few times later, but not nearly as concentrated. There's audio static on the camera mic when
Hmm.
he was doing his session as well. So again, take that for what you will. Take it with a grain of salt, but it could have been because something was there and that was interfering with the transmission as well. You know what I mean? A lot of weird things happened with that first one, but as Kenny and you and I have talked about, Trent, you and I have mentioned it as well. With these paranormal investigations, you literally have to hit the ground running. Um,
Hmm.
I think, and granted, I mean, there's no way we can really prove it at this point, but I have a strong feeling that the longer you're in an area like that, the longer you take, you kind of lose momentum. Things become less interested in what
Right.
you're there for, and overall, the activity just kind of pops off. So that's where I think we lost our edge there because I really think a lot of cool things are supposed to pop off, but there was a lot of foot traffic that night, and again,
Totally.
not a total bust. Frustrating at first, but not a total bust just because of using new methods, using new tools, which we'll obviously use in future investigations as well. So
Well, I like all
yeah,
states because it's one of those places where sometimes we're going to go and get nothing, and then sometimes we're going to go and get something incredible. It's a really good hot spot. It is probably one of those places where we've just gone so many times, and it could be that whatever is there. I don't know how accurate that would be, but that whatever's there is starting to become familiar with us and or familiar with what we do, and doesn't really interact with us as much. But I thought it was an okay, investigation, but I think overall the one with Trent's the Estes method, I think that was the part that I was really kind of blown away by because there was
oh
something
yeah.
about
Well, again,
yeah.
it was that familiar quality that we kept getting as well. So whether
Mhm.
they're tired of us being there or not, they're at least recognizing that we're there before, which is something, which
I
which is pretty cool.
yeah.
Well, again, frustrating at first. Overall, pretty cool investigation.
Mhm.
Sorry, this curl is bothering me, so I keep messing with it. Just so
Oh
you
yeah.
both are, I'm like, go away. Hate curly hair. But anyway, I noticed I keep doing it. I was doing it in the video a lot too. I kept doing this because I hate having freaking long hair. But anyway, I
That's a
digress.
age too where it's not it's long enough to bother you, but it's not long enough to tie it yet. So it's just kind of gets in the whole time.
It's right there.
Yeah.
But I gave my word to the kids, so I'm keeping my word. But anyway.
That's the thing. I committed to it. Might as well grow it out.
That's right. I'm doing it now, man. Yeah. So I'm going to pop up some stuff on the screen here. Kenny, you sent over video or audio like you normally do because you're usually recording during most of this. And you did send over a few unique pieces of evidence. So this first one I'm going to play, I want you guys to check this out, was from the Spirit Box. Kenny sent this over. You can't really make out the name. You kind of heard it as Earl. I don't know what it's saying, but I want you to listen to what happens at the end. So let me go ahead and cue this up.
Can you say your name? I feel like they start with the same thing.
Yeah.
Listen to the end.
Can you say your name one more time?
So I'm going to slow down the last part because it's really hard to
I heard that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really kind of hard to make out. Let me play it one more time. I'm going to slow it down and move to the end. I'm getting all my screens confused here. Hold on. All right, so let me play that one more time.
Can you say your name? I feel like they start with the same thing.
Yeah.
Now listen to the
Can
end.
you say your name one more time?
It's brief, but it almost sounds like, what's his name?
Oh, so that's what I thought. What's your name or what's his name?
Did you catch that, Trent?
I sound like I heard Orlando.
Well, you said something about that too, Kenny.
Yeah. Well, what's weird though is like when I went back and listened to it, because I even tried to look the name up and I didn't really find anything, so I didn't know if it was a real name. But Ermel was what I heard at first. And I was like,
Yeah.
Ermel. That's why I said in the recording, I was like, Ermel, because I was like, what name is that? But then I thought wormhole, but I was like, why would
Oh,
Yeah, so I was kind of like, well, that's weird. So I couldn't figure
we
out.
found the ghost of an astrophysicist, and he's trying to ask us complicated questions.
But
You
I
know
was
who
kind
know
of
about wormholes? Yeah.
yeah, he was trying to teach us, but when I heard it, I was kind of like, okay, whatever. But the part at the end though, I never heard it, and it makes sense because whenever I'd sent that recording, I was so focused on that name, trying to figure out what it was, and I just never heard the rest of it because I clipped it off at that end and no real reason. I just clipped it at that spot. So that's pretty crazy that it did that,
Yeah. What's his name? I mean, that's one of the first things I picked up when I heard it. So he sent over another one. Let me open this one up because this one is cool as well. This one, it's one of those coincidences we always talk about where it's a radio broadcast for sure, but the timing of it is impeccable. So hold on, let me pull it up.
Our name's back to us if you're here with us.
Well, I still got it sped up. It's going to sound weird. I actually find it highly entertaining listening to us slowed down. It's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Anyway, here we go again. Normal speed.
Can you say Kenny?
There we go. Did you catch the broadcast?
Can you say your name? I feel like they start with the same thing.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the previous one. You're right. It's going back. But anyway, you heard the broadcast thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
That my name.
My name.
That's not the first time that's happened to us. And again, coincidence, but you can only start chalking things up to coincidence so many times. Do I think that's a ghost? No, but the weird timing of it makes you question things. Because again, that would be a one-off if it's only happened one or two times, but it happens a lot. Where we'll ask a question or something and we'll get a weird audio broadcast that'll kind of line up with what we're saying. So anyway, I thought it was cool. So there's another one on here I really wanted you guys to listen to because of what I heard. I'm going to play at normal speed first, and then I'm going to slow it down, and I want you to see if you can hear what I heard. So I'm picking up a small child's voice saying something along the lines of, I'm in a wheelchair. Okay? So let me play it.
Box off.
Are you in one of the graves nearby?
I've heard that voice earlier.
Yeah. Are you in this grave over here to the right?
Hear that little higher pitched voice? Now let me slow it down again. Now I want you to listen to it. And again, you may be like, you're high. I don't hear anything. But I hear I'm in a wheelchair. So let me play it back again. I'm gonna slow it down this time.
Box off.
Are you in one of the graves nearby?
I've heard that voice earlier.
Yeah. Are you
you hear
in
it?
the grave
Yeah.
over here to the right?
Wheelchair.
Let me go back a little bit more. One more time.
Voice earlier.
Yeah. Are you in the grave over here?
Did you guys hear that, or is that just me?
I heard it.
Yeah, and on top of that, the other voice too, because the original reason I'd sent it, that other voice sounds just like the Earl voice, but it says no.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
We picked
I
that
didn't know if
voice up a few times.
Yeah, that's the one I kept hearing. That's the one that sounded like it was trying to break through, because I heard it
Yeah.
over and over, almost like distorted a few times. But I didn't hear that wheelchair part until now. That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, I just happened to be, I had my headphones on, gonna kind of listening to see what you found, and I heard that beginning part. Still couldn't make out what he said. I slowed it down, but then I isolated that center part, and again, I'm not trying to make evidence fit the narrative, but it
Yeah.
sounds like a child's voice saying, "I'm in a wheelchair" or something. Wheelchair. It's really bizarre, but and I don't know, that may be something on any future visits we take. We may have to play around with, because the thing we may be speaking to may be in a wheelchair. We don't know, or had been in a wheelchair. So anyway, there's one other last piece of evidence before I go to the EVP I wanted to show you guys, but let me pull it up here. So this one, you can clearly hear it saying yes. I mean, this is a dead on. This was a good find by you, Kenny. So let me cue that up.
Is there something here that wants to speak with us?
Yes. Pause it. Anyway.
So what I was going to tell you about that, what I found really cool about that is that voice sounded exactly like that one that I had gotten when we first went there.
Okay.
Way back in like March. The one that says we like him or we like
Yeah.
you, whatever, sounded exactly like that. I thought it was pretty odd because it sounds like it's a little girl, and it sounds. I swear we caught that voice at least 3 or 4
And
times.
we might have.
Yeah.
It's definitely there. I mean, you can hear that. Yes, just real quick.
Yeah.
But very cool, very cool. Because again, I think you're right. I think it aligns with past investigations we've done there before. It might be the same voice, absolutely. But I just liked how clear it was. You don't normally get them that clear. That one I didn't even have to like turn up really loud or slow down. I mean, I picked up immediately what it said. So that being said, to me, we don't often pick up EVP. I don't think we do. We're recording all the time in a lot of these places we go to, and we don't usually get EVP. We got one at what was that? Oh my gosh, my brain just drew a complete blank. The first place we ever investigated.
A gun church.
Yeah, Old Gun. We got a really strange EVP there. They got a quality to them all their own. But Kenny found this one, Trent. I don't know if you've heard this yet, but you need to. It's clearly saying what, and it's not you or me. So let me go ahead and play this.
Can you say Kenny?
Hear that?
Yeah. Oh, now that I can hear it on the headphones, it's even, or like through this.
Yeah. And I've got it slowed down on purpose. So I'm going to play that one more time because, Trent, I want you to really dig into that one, buddy.
Can you say Kenny?
That's cool, huh?
What? That was an old gun?
No, that was EVP he took from this last trip we went to.
Oh.
This last All Saints. He picked it up on, I guess, on your phone.
Mm-hmm.
But I had to laugh because that voice, clearly female, sounds exasperated and annoyed at the same time. It's just like, what?
Questions. This guy's been asking questions all freaking night.
Right? It was like, get the out of here, man. What? When did you take that recording? Do you remember where we were?
Yeah, I remember. That was actually if I remember correctly, I don't want to say 100%, but it was right towards the end of the night. that's what's weird about it is that when I was recording those, we did the last Spirit Box, and we weren't. That's when we got the Earl voice, so we weren't really getting many hits.
Mhm.
And when I was recording that, I was actually walking off because I said everybody's names. I started to walk off, and I was kind of making my way to where we kind of filmed at the end or whatever, that area. So that's why when I first listened to it, I couldn't tell if it was one of y'all's voices, but I was listening to it. I'm like, it doesn't.
No.
Through my phone, it sounded a little deeper. So I was like, but it doesn't sound like anybody's voice, um, and like you said, the way it answers, it just sounds like it's not one of us talking like that,
Nope.
So I
No.
thought it was odd.
No, that was awesome. It was an awesome EVP. Like I said, we don't normally catch those, not nearly as often as they make it look in some of the TV shows people watch or the other videos. You just don't pick up EVPs very, at least not where we've been so far. But that one was clear as freaking day, man.
Yeah,
And again, I had to laugh because we're constantly asking questions when we get there. I mean, that's part of the job. And that voice just sounded so damn annoyed, man. Like, what? What do you want?
yeah.
But yeah, that was awesome. That was a good piece of evidence. So before we get or start wrapping this thing up, there's one other thing I wanted to share with well, Kenny. Obviously, you know about it because you shared it with me. So when we do investigations, obviously we always go back and review footage. Just out of habit, just to kind of catch things that we missed, maybe not, or just go back and watch it just for you know, just to see. And Kenny, you caught something from our Kingston investigation that I absolutely did not catch. I mean, I edited that video and I didn't catch it. What it looks like, and I think what you probably assumed it was at first, was my breath. I mean, it was a chilly night, but it wasn't that chilly. And then again, I'll show it. And it's going to make more sense in a minute. But you can almost see it looks like mist or a shape or something comes across by my head, disappears, but then right after it disappears, the motion light kicks on. Right in that same direction it was headed. It was really cool. That was an awesome catch by you, Kenny. I probably would have watched that video 10 more times and never caught that because it happens so fast. But I'm going to cue that up, and because I want Trent to. I know you saw it quickly, but I want you to see it again. Hold on a second.
Yeah.
Here we go. I got it buried. Okay, it's this one. No. Dead air. You guys are awesome. All right, we're going to do our. Okay. Oh, no, it's been a long day, I think, for everybody.
Yeah.
So you can all see this, right?
It's not popping up on mine.
You can't see this. You can't see the screen?
No, but if it shows up on you, I was like, if it'll show up on as far as recording it, that's fine because I've already seen it like 1,000 times.
Okay, well, I hope I didn't just eliminate Kenny. Okay, I did. Okay, so yeah, I want you to watch. Hold on. Trent, you can see it, you said?
Yeah, I see it.
All right, so I'm going to slow it down and then I'm going to play it because I'm going to go about right here. So when we get to this part right here, Trent, oh, it's lagging on me. Hold on. You'd like to. When we get to this part, I want you to look right in this part of the screen, okay?
Okay.
It's lagging on me bad. I don't know why. So anyway, here we go. Is there anything that anybody here needs to say to us or would like to say to us or has a message you'd like to pass on? Please talk into this box. Now watch right here, Trent. Kind of heard something faint in the background on that one. You see it right there? And then the light comes on. So one of our lights just went off.
Yeah, that was weird.
I'm gonna go back to that one more time.
What's really weird about it is like it seems like two of them come in.
Yeah, So that's about right where we caught it. So again, Trent, and for you at home, you can make sense of what this is.
Kind of heard something faint in the back.
Right here.
That one.
There it is.
Light.
And the light comes on.
So one of our lights just went off.
And I'm going to try to roll back if it won't lag, because I caught a pretty good still of it. Hold on. I know this is boring. You can kind of see it come in. Oh, right. Come on. Yeah, right there. You see it?
Yeah, I
It's
see
weird
it.
mist, and I can't make out if that's a face.
Because at first I'm thinking it's the way that light's reflecting off of that antenna, but it can't be because it's coming across on the other side.
Yeah,
But
we
now,
were, well, we've moved around right there multiple times, and that's what it kind of caught my eye was that when I first saw it, I immediately thought it was Brett, you know, and then I
Right.
started thinking about it, and I was like, at no time did I ever see our Brett, and I was, the whole night, I was thinking if I could remember seeing mine, and I was like, no, it wasn't that cold. And so whenever I went back, I watched the whole video again just to see if I seen it at any other point, and I don't recall seeing it at all besides that time. And the way that it happens is weird because unless Matt is standing there just breathing really heavily, which I'm like, there's no reason that it's going to come out like that in two different forms. Like that would involve you having to breathe like real heavily, real
Right.
fast. And so that's where I was, it was, and then the light, once the light came on, it was pretty
Yeah.
weird, but I wish there was a way to really, and I might be able to find a way to do it, but really enhance it. I don't know how much we'd really get out of that, but
Well, you can start enhancing it only so much, and it starts getting pixelated.
Right.
I'm gonna try to cut it later and see if I can kind of isolate that one area just to make it out. But again, good. I mean, I even showed it to Katie, and Katie even points out the way my face is going. Right, the mist
Yeah.
comes from behind my head. So even if it were my breath, it still would not have made any sense for it to come behind me.
That's the thing is it seemed like to me it seemed like something came up real quick to check out what you're doing.
Yeah,
know?
and then it bounced, and that's when the light came on. But again,
Exactly.
awesome find by you, dude. Again, I didn't catch that while editing, pre-production, any of that. It never even registered, probably because it's so faint. I mean,
Yeah.
it just happens so fast. That's why I was trying to slow it down. You can't really make out like a face or anything like that, but there's definitely something to it. So,
Yeah, exactly.
so cool. So yeah, I know that was probably a little sloppy, but again, very cool. We've never, to my knowledge, caught anything like that on camera before. So
That's what
awesome.
I want to get the most too because we get so much audio and we get as far as visual, just the items that we use are interacted with, the lights being cut on or the REM pod or whatever. And then of course the flashlight, which would, I mean, it would have been so cool to have like cameras on that flashlight when that incident happened.
Oh yeah,
But, just be able to get anything as far as a visual, it's anything like that. It's just a bonus. It's just so hard to get,
absolutely. No, it is, and I think, like I said, when you catch those, it's a very cool thing. I mean, I had the whole family in here watching it because I was excited. So again, good catch by you, Kenny, on catching that. Definitely, I think there's something to it. I don't think that's happenstance. So yeah, I'm definitely going to mess with that video later and see if I can kind of, maybe shrink that down and enhance it a little bit to where you can make out a little bit more of what's going on. Again, you run the risk of it being grainy, but it's worth checking out. So
exactly. Yeah.
but anyway, back to All Saints again. No matter what we do and no matter how frustrating it is, we always get something cool out of that place. And then not only that, it's just a cool place to begin with. I've said that multiple times. As far as cemeteries go, it's a really cool place. I mean, it's really old, a lot of history there. And it's somewhere I think no matter what, even if it's a year from now, we'll always find ourselves kind of gravitating back to. And it may not hurt to kind of check up on things and see if we're still getting the same evidence or if that stuff has moved on. So,
Right. Exactly.
who knows? But anyways, I think that about wraps up the All Saints investigation, unless you guys got anything you want to add.
this go around for me was just kind of just like say the first go around was kind of more playful with the kid and all, and like I think I've just we've been there so many times now. I'm just kind of like, whoa.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I'm with you.
Yeah, it does. It seems like we've kind of drained a lot of it. But I always feel like there's always the chance, you know, because there's always something. We always get something, even if it's small. We always get something from that place.
We do.
So I like visiting it. I definitely, you know, obviously not right away, but would like to go back. You know, maybe we give it time, go back, let things kind of settle down, and maybe it'll be as active as it was in the beginning. You know, this past investigation, a few interesting things. Like you said, not as active, but you know, it's always fun to do. You know,
Oh yeah. I mean, because like you said, it's the not knowing, and let's be
right?
honest, that's why we do this anyways. Is because you don't
Yes.
know, and we're trying to get a better understanding of what is not known.
Yep.
So yeah, definitely again a place that I'm sure we'll find ourselves back to eventually. Uh, but that about does it for this episode, man, of Paranormal. For those of you at home, obviously the evidence is out there, the video's out there. You make up your own minds as to what you think it is. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you at the next episode. Place is steeped in history. Lots of historic graves, Civil War era graves. Probably the most famous resident over here is Alice Flagg, which we'll probably visit later. But right here in this area, fuck, stop it, let's do it again. We've also been getting some hits over here, which is interesting as well. This area over here is where Kenny actually got some pretty cool EVP the first time we was out here as well. So this is oh my God. Okay.